पाकिस्तान के अंदर अपने तो घर में भूखमरी, और जब कश्मीरी पंडित का एक ग्लोबल इंक्लेव दिल्ली के अंदर होने जा रहा है तो बड़ी तकलीफ है टीआरएफ को। आरएसएस और बीजेपी नैरेटिव चेंज कर रही है। बस सच्चाई तो यही है कि कश्मीरी पंडित ग्लोबल एनक्लेव के द्वारा जो सच सामने लाएंगे वो पाकिस्तान जिसने कश्मीर के अंदर बर्बादी की उसको भी ये बात समझ आ जाएगी कि अपने घर के अंदर भूखमरी डालकर किसी के घर के अंदर कभी भी आग नहीं लगानी चाहिए।
अब एक बार ऑर्गेनाइजर्स की तरफ से भी सुन लेते हैं। जो ऑर्गेनाइजर्स हैं ये कश्मीरी पंडित कॉन्क्लेव का जो दिल्ली में होने वाला है कुछ ही दिनों में, उनका क्या कहना है इस नेटिस धमकी भरे चिट्ठी का जो सामने टीआरएफ की तरफ से आप लाया गया है।
And this conclave is going to talk about the issues Kashmiri Pandits are facing. And we are going to, and we are determined to make it such a successful, because all people from all over globe, and particularly Kashmiri Pandits from all over globe are attending it. And great personalities of India are going to speak about Kashmir and Kashmiri Pandits in this conclave. We are not afraid of any coward threatening us from Kashmir. These terrorists are...
Well, Ashok Panda ji is with us on the phone line. Sir, what do you make of this latest terror threat by the TRF? Sir, they have been on a spree of targeted killings. Now they are issuing open threats.
This is what exactly the Kashmiri Pandit employees have been screaming and shouting in Jammu. And the response of the government has been that their salaries from last 8 months have not been given. This is exactly the threat perception of the Kashmiri Pandits who are working in Kashmir, the employees, that they will be killed. Now, if they are threatening an organization in Delhi, that you cannot have a conclave in Delhi, the capital city of the country, itself proves that the terrorism the terrorist organizations in Jammu and Kashmir are still active, and they have audacity and they have confidence in responding or threatening to an organization who are organizing a conclave in Kashmir, in Delhi. So the threat perception on Kashmiri Pandits is once again proven that we are not safe in Kashmir. We are not safe in even now in Delhi if the threat is been given by TRF. So I think the government somewhere has to take this call seriously and think of Kashmiri Pandits who are living in Kashmir, employees who are forcefully working there, who have been forced to return to Kashmir, and take care of all the Kashmiri Pandit employees who are on the streets in Jammu.
Of course,
because
yes.
If a threat has been given to people in Delhi, then imagine how unsafe the Kashmiri Pandits now are even in Jammu, for that matter. Kashmir is as it is unsafe, but for Kashmiri Pandits. So Jammu being closer to Kashmir again is Kashmiri Pandits are unsafe.
No, of course, sir, we've seen how bloody was the start of the New Year itself for the residents there in a Jammu village, where we had seen on the first day of the New Year's how there was rampant and indiscriminate firing that happened at the residents there of the village. And this is even more shocking to see how such kind of open threats that are now being issued by such offshoot terror organization. Mr. Pandit, thank you very much for joining in. Pradeep, coming back to you on that, what would be the main highlights of this conclave that has left the TRF so rattled?
So they will be so totally exposing the ecosystem that has been responsible for mayhem of Kashmiri Pandits. They are going to talk about the genocide. They are going to talk about the people who rake out the Islamist jihad to carry forward their agenda of ethnic cleansing. They will be talking about that. That's one of the reasons that people are completely rattled. Pakistan knows that no more there will be taken for their fake narrative and the false food that they had been selling all these years, because they had been blaming Indian agencies, they had been blaming then governor. They had said the Kashmiri Pandits fled of their own because India wanted to to target Muslims in Kashmir Valley. The reality is that it was because of the Pak-sponsored Gulf culture. Kashmiri Pandits were left with no other option but to leave their huts and home. The reason was that they went for the targeted killing in 90s also, and that process of targeted killing is continuing even today. But what is healthy is that the Kashmiri Pandit diaspora is undeterred by what actually the threat letters are there. They are saying that we'll continue with the conclave, and because Sadhguru is also going to present a keynote address, so everybody will be present there listening to Sadhguru, what he has to tell, because whatever the message will be conveyed, that will be taken to the global platform, and in fact they will also be garnering the support of the international community, who had been little bit sympathetic towards those Kashmiri leadership and towards the Kashmiri movement that had been going on, because under the garb of terrorism, though it has been the terror-related activities, but still Pakistan had been somewhere trying to say that it was an indigenous movement going on in Kashmir. So it's going to expose Pakistan, it's going to expose that nothing called indigenous movement. Majority of the Muslims are not the part of that movement. It's basically the handful of terrorists being sent from across the border, or handful of terrorists being trained by Pakistan so that they can train their guns towards innocent, unarmed
such kind of open threats that are now being issued by the TRF behind several targeted killings in Jammu and Kashmir now wants to target a conclave based on the lives and the pain of the Kashmiri Hindus, the Pandit community, that will be actually held in Delhi. For the moment, Pradeep, thanks very much for joining in. We'll be getting more reactions on that story after a short break. You're watching Times Now.